In today's video, I am going to be showing you how you can transition from defense to offense after you either get a defensive rebound or a steal, because there is a strategy behind this. You want to really limit your dribbles and pass that ball as fast as you can to get that ball down court so that you can get some easy layups. Really quickly, if you want to check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book, check it out down in the description below, because that's going to double the low post, trap the corners, and not leave anybody open. Or you can check out my perimeter basketball defense, which is similar to what we're running in this video, and it really destroys a ton of teams. So let's get down. Let's check out how you can score a ton of points off your defense. Really quickly, if you want to check out this app also, it's called CoachLens. It's down in the description below too. Okay, so the first thing that we are doing right here, of course, we can see Sebastian jumping straight up to try and get that steal. But what they are doing is we are trying to have two players right at half to try and force the player towards the sidelines. Now, later on in this game, they started figuring that out, and they needed to pass the ball early. So this team did learn how to at least attempt to beat a half-court trap. However, we were starting to see that they were able to get close to beating it, and this is how we were able to stop it. Instead of trying to wait until they get to the sideline to trap, we sat our guys back just a bit farther, and we were able to then intercept those passes that were going to those players who were around the three-point line. This allowed us to get even more steals, and we were then able to push the ball up as early as we can, in this case to Keneal, so that we were able to get some easy layups. Now, Keneal did miss this layup, but the next point is look at who is following. In case your team misses that fast break layup, which happens at every level, you still want to sprint down court with your players. You don't just want them to sit back on defense and say, well, he'll score that layup. It's easy. Guess what? Layups are never that easy. You need to be able to follow up, get that offensive rebound, and go straight back up. Look, the other team is not even running back. This gives us the opportunity to get even multiple opportunities ourselves to get that layup. So this is what you need to do. Obviously, push that ball down court, but also look to follow down court in case there was a missed layup. Keneal in this game ended up having a 4-for-7 game from three, so we can allow him to miss a layup. Here again, we have our two guys right up top, ready to force the ball handler towards the sideline. And then again, what we are looking to do is, of course, take away that side and now force over here. Now, this is a very risky trap. This is not something that you would run at a super high level because, of course, they could just swing that ball back around and get it up the other side very easily. But we're talking about kids here, and we are allowed to run a zone in basketball, at least at this level here in Ontario. We forced that guy closer towards the sideline. We got our hand in there to strip that ball, because when players are younger and they're right-handed, they're going towards their left side. They're usually dribbling with their right hand. You can get that steal very easily, and then you can push that ball down court. That's what we did here for Sebastian, and Sebastian was able to get that layup. In my opinion, that could have been an and one. Now, in this next clip, they're reversing that ball back out, but what did we do right there? What did Ward do? Well, anytime the pass goes towards the point, anywhere in roughly this area, you can be as risky as possible, because you still have four other players in the key or around the key who can stop this player from attacking for a layup, which means that you can go in right here. When they reverse that ball back out towards the point, you can go for that steal. When you go for that steal, you need to be able to take out his arms. That's exactly what we see right here. Ward was able to get that steal, and then he was able to dribble down court. Now in this next clip, we have two guys on ball. We have Ethan and Keneal. Now, remember what I mentioned. If the other team ever passes from the wing towards the point, what is the one thing that you need to do? You need to try and intercept that pass 100% of the time, because this player is probably not expecting you to be running past him. He's not running towards the ball, which means that you can come away with a ton of steals and then get down court. But this is the next tip that I want to show you. After Sebastian gets this steal, he hits the ball down court first. He then gathers the ball. At this time, one dribble, two big steps, and then he's able to go for that layup. So technically only one dribble to go from half to the basket. However, there was him tipping the ball forward, which is another strategy in itself, is just to get that ball down court as fast as possible, and then you chase after it and then you get your layup. So if you come away from this video with one strategy, that is just to tip the ball down court after that steal. You don't have to steal it with both hands. Just tip it down court and go after it. That's what Sebastian did. And then right here, you have to go after that ball. You have to sacrifice your body to be able to get that ball on defense. You have to be hungry. You have to be a dog to be able to get that ball. And that's exactly what we see right here. Ethan goes after that ball. He's able to tip it essentially off the face, off the arm of that player, which then, of course, went towards a Desiree right here. After a Desiree got that ball, what was the first thing he did? He looked down court. He looked to make that pass down court first. He didn't take a dribble. No, he looked down court and he was able to get it to Sebastian down court, who was then able to go in for that open layup. Now watch this possession right here. They pass early towards the corner. Now they're starting to set their guys up a bit higher away from these guys trying to intercept that pass. Ethan goes for that interception and, of course, takes the player's arms out. Now, while some may say this is a foul, they didn't call it a foul because both players are going for the ball. If both players are going for the ball and it's a lob pass, guess what? It's generally not a foul if you take their arms out. Now, that's what you need to do. This ball is then saved by a Desiree, who then goes to Keneal. And watch what Keneal does right here. How was Keneal able to come away with this ball? Well, this player was just starting to bend over while Keneal was already on the ground gobbling up that basketball. And look, he's also taking out that player's arms so that that player is unable to get that ball. Now, while this is a super risky move when it comes to the defender, or this player right here, this is why I always say to players, you need to get on the ball fast. You need to get on the ground fast. Because think of it this way. If you were just bending over like this player, and you have another player who's diving for that ball, if you were to be a little bit more straight-legged when you're bending over, and let's say Keneal just hit that player's legs, that could pop the knee out. Now, if this player was also to dive like Keneal, guess what? Neither player would be having a potential for injury. So that's why sometimes it's not great for higher level teams to play lower level teams, because usually the lower level teams will get hurt because they don't dive for the ball. This kid was actually lucky that Keneal went to the side of his legs and not into his legs. But you have to dive on the ball. You have to be hungry for that ball. He was then able to pass that ball out to a Desiree as fast as possible. And then a Desiree was able to outlet to the middle of the court right there, which was absolutely fantastic. Sebastian was able to get that ball and get that ball down court quick. And then, of course, there are times where if you get that ball to a player who is right in the corner, now this could have been over and back, but whatever. And this player is now expecting them, or expecting our team, to go and try and attack that ball. So he puts his shoulder down. He tries to protect himself. But we're not going to go into foul. We're going to go in there and keep our body straight up. My guys know how to play defense. And now, at this point, he's stuck. As soon as he removes his hand, or if this knee touches the ground, which it doesn't, but as soon as he picks up that hand, it's a travel. And we go in, he picks up the hand, no travel call is called yet. However, as soon as a player is down like this, you have to teach your players to get after that ball. He's done. He's finished. And that's exactly what we do right here. We have 2 players on him, and then eventually we get 3 players on him. And because he has that ball at his waist, we are hungry for that ball. If we look really closely how we were able to play defense, there was no foul call yet, technically travel on the other team, but look at how well we are smothering this player right at half. He can't go back over half. He can't go out of bounds. He can't do any of that. He can't go into Sebastian. All he can do is go forward, and look how closely his offensive players are. They are bringing their men to him, which now means that instead of having just one defender standing back up and potentially passing it off, he still has his dribble, by the way. He hasn't taken a dribble yet. But by these players being so close to him, he's pulled in multiple other players, which now just basically destroys any chance. He has 4 players around him at this point. The 2 guys who are supposed to be trapping, and then the guys who are supposed to be 1 pass away. He has 4 players around him. There's not much that can be had at this point. The ball is going to go into a jump ball, and that's exactly what is being called by the referee right there. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you become a better transitional team from defense to offense. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to go check out my Unbeatable and Perimeter Basketball defense books that are down in the description below. And of course, CoachLens, which is the app that I use to be able to draw on the video. I'll see you guys again in my next video.